Hi, I'm Coach Amber, and welcome to the MeetRx Success Story podcast. Today we have Tracy with us, and she's going to share her story. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to chat with you.
I'm excited to hear your story. So let's get to it.
Right.
Okay. So what was your life like prior to starting a meat-based diet? Were you having any health issues? What was your reasoning for wanting to try a meat-based diet?
Initially my reason was weight loss, like with most people. However, I had issues with depression and anxiety. I sort of suffered on and off my whole life with that. And I was asthmatic and I had skin issues that sort of were reoccurring throughout my life. Those three things, though, I just sort of thought that was who I am. You know, that's my genetic makeup and I couldn't get away from that. So, you know, weight loss was my initial goal. My husband he got me started in this. He's type 2 diabetic. So he was looking at ways to manage his diabetes through diet. And I went along for the ride. You know, I sort of fell into it blindly. We started with keto, like a lot of people do. And we did that for a couple of years and sort of gradually moved towards a more carnivore diet. And that's sort of where we sit now. And it feels very natural and it works really well for us. And yeah, it's been crazy. It's been awesome.
That's awesome. I bet you're kind of glad you got on that train with him, huh?
I sure am. I thought, oh, well, I'll be the supportive wife. I have weight to lose. What have I got to lose? And I knew pretty quickly that it was something special. Like there was something to, the low carb spectrum that was different than any of the many, many, many diets I'd done in years prior. So it was, it was a pretty good decision to make and easy to help support him, obviously. But I'm so glad that we took that chance on it for sure.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, so when you first started, what were you eating? What's a typical day look like for you? And do you include things like, say, coffee and dairy? Do you implement fasting? And did you have any transition issues, like, with digestion or whatever?
So when I started keto, I did the typical keto diet. And as we moved through it, we sort of gradually moved from sort of a dirty keto to clean keto to meat-focused keto. I felt my best when I ate meat. That's just, where I felt my best. And then a few years ago, I was having skin issues, and even after a couple of years of keto, and I was feeling pretty good, and my mental health was good, and but I still had these skin issues. I had a terrible case of eczema, and I started carnivore. I found the carnivore way, and I was reading about people who were curing their skin issues. So then we sort of eliminated the vegetables. So I eat mostly animal proteins. I have some dairy. I do drink coffee, and I do fast as well. So right around the time I went meat focused, I also started fasting. And so I credit carnivore and fasting for clearing up my skin and just sort of further enhancing all of the good things that were happening to me with keto. It was, within 10 days of actually eliminating vegetables and starting fasting, my skin was practically clear, other than some, scars and whatnot. But I have zero issues with my skin any longer, and my mental health is even better. And I haven't used a puffer in years, and I've lost 90 pounds. And, it's really been a crazy ride. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay, so you just mentioned some of the benefits that you've noticed, but was there anything that kind of shocked you that you weren't expecting?
Well, honestly, the mental clarity and the improvement in my mental health was a real added bonus. I wasn't expecting that because I mentioned it earlier. Mental health was just always with me. I look back to my teenage years and I just always had sort of some social anxieties and some depression. Sometimes it was functioning, sometimes not so functioning. And I just thought that that was part of who I was. So when I can honestly say I have no issues with my mental health anymore. And I didn't expect that when I started this. I expected to lose a bit of weight. I feel like a completely different person. It's pretty amazing. So, mentally, it's been a game changer for me.
Awesome. So how much weight have you lost? And can you mention anything else that you've also noticed that you attribute to starting a meat-based diet?
Sure. I've lost 90 pounds total. So I lost 30 pounds the first couple of years. And then in the last year where I've really been focused on a strict carnivore diet, I've lost 60 pounds. I mean, it's crazy. Like it's crazy. So so that's amazing. I feel better than I've felt probably in my whole adult life that I can remember. My blood pressure has dropped from a high blood pressure to normal, optimal. My heart rate has dropped from high resting heart rate to a normal, healthy resting heart rate. My mental health has improved. I haven't used a puffer in years. My skin is clear. It's crazy. I had joint pain. I've played sports my whole life, so I always had sort of knee pain and hip pain, and I always attributed that to getting old and aging. And I've played a lot of sports, and I've abused my body that way. But I have none of that anymore. I have no joint pain. I wake up every morning with a zest for life, and I get out and do activities every day with zero pain. And it's been really a wonderful ride. And I'm really grateful for it. I'm grateful to have my health. I'll be 50 next year, so I'm grateful to be entering that new phase of my life with my health.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy, for sharing your story. It's so important to get these stories out there so people can see that maybe by trying a meat-based diet, some of their issues can be healed. So I really appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Amber. It's been great chatting with you.
And with you. Bye, Tracy.
Bye.